Welcome to another episode of the Live Happy, Healthy, and Inspired podcast. The podcast all about inspiring good health, living life fully, and chasing your dreams. In today's episode, fitness coach Thien Wong shares her personal journey of transformation, going from a shy and low self-esteem woman to becoming a world-renowned fitness coach. She now empowers other women to achieve their dream hourglass figure using her unique approach rooted in her philosophy of love. Listen, optimize, value, excel. After listening to this episode, you'll better understand how to transform your self image and confidence through fitness, apply the L.O.V.E teaching philosophy for personal and physical growth, and achieve your fitness goals and maintain an hourglass figure with sustainable methods. Be sure to listen all the way to the end as Tien shares her most important piece of fitness advice that will best support you on your journey of living happy, healthy, and inspired. All right, good morning, or I should say maybe good evening or good afternoon, I guess, always depending on where in the world that you are. This is another episode of the Live Happy, Healthy, and Inspired podcast. And again, just a quick announcement for those that are listening. I have rebranded the Be Well, Be Safe, Be Happy, Eat Ice Cream podcast as now the Live Happy, Healthy, and Inspired podcast. And I love doing this show. I know I always say that, and it sounds cliche now, but it's so true because I have such amazing, awesome, and inspiring guests. And today, coming to us all the way from around the world in Malaysia, I have Tien. Tien, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me, Brad.
Yeah, so as I was mentioning with you off camera, Tien, we were talking. I found you on Facebook, and you've got an incredible transformational story about becoming what I like to call happy, healthy, and inspired, becoming fit and all that. So why don't you kind of take us back to the beginning a little bit, where you used to be and how you became this amazing, awesome trainer and all that that you are and got healthy, and what are some things that we can learn from you?
Yeah, sure. It'll be my honor. Thank you for having me again. Um, so, so what you're looking right now is not always like this. So, if you have seen me like, more than 10 years ago, I was really skinny.
Mhm.
And I'm really skinny growing up. Can't seem to put on any weight, regardless of how I eat, right? And so along the way, I kind of developed this body image issue. So I struggle with body image as well, right? Not feeling confident. I was having low self-esteem because of that, because people were laughing at me for the way I looked. And I was really just small. it's it's not a good place to be,
Yeah.
right? And that has been carried on to all the way to I graduate college and working as well, right? And one day at work, one of my colleague just came around and say that, hey, I can't believe you have a boyfriend. At that point of time, I have a boyfriend, right? And then he was asking, is he a dog? Only dogs can like bones.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my
So
gosh.
so
I'm sorry for that.
yeah,
That's bullying
yeah,
to the highest degree. Wow.
yeah. So that comment was like really crushed me to the core, and I completely lost my confidence and self-esteem, right? And so so before that, I was eating. I don't really have a healthy eating habit. In fact, it's like I would go on a binge to not eating, to feeling guilty eating at any time. So that was not a good place to be. I needed to do something about it, right? And because I was skinny, right? Uh, there are people who will make fun of me, and there were also people who will say, "Hey, you're so healthy," right? But in actual fact, I am not, right? My immune system was low. It's very easy for me to catch on flu, right? If somebody would just sneeze, I would like just catch it on, right? And I had gastric pain. I suffered with that, and low energy. I was tired, and I needed to do something about that. And I also one day I observed that because when I was working, I needed to climb up the stairs one floor, and I barely made it up without panting.
Wow.
So
Okay.
right, so I that was the point that I decided to change my lifestyle. I stepped into the gym and I started working out.
Okay.
So
That was the turning
so
point.
the yeah,
Okay.
yeah, that was because I was in my early 20s,
Okay.
and if I don't do something about it, I know I'm gonna suffer, right? So I went to the gym. I started working out. I started on the treadmill, right? I was running and running and running, and then my endurance was improved, right? Because of that, and I also started um, eating food that I consider healthy, right? So I started eating, started learning. Um, then I realized, right, my physique wasn't in a shape that I liked, right? Because I started with running and then joining classes. I was doing a lot of cardio,
Mm.
right? And then what I realized is that I needed to educate myself in the realm of health and fitness, how to eat right, how to train right, in order to get into the shape that I want, right? Because I was, holding on to fat in actual fact, right? As I was working out and eating, I found that hey, my weight increased, but it's actually like I'm still fluffy and holding on belly fat like that. So I started learning. Um, I started going to conferences, taking certifications, and I'm still learning. Right, I have a coach. I started working with a coach. He's in Australia. Um, yeah, so I work with him in an online basis. Right, he helped me with that, and he's the person that I learned from. I love him a lot. Right, and and the way that I am right now, I credit that to him because he taught me so much about uh, being healthy and fit and how to eat right.
How many years ago was that, Tien?
Well, I started with uh, with all of this, I think 5 years ago. Started like officially learning. Before that, it's everything that I read from a book, from YouTube, and other videos.
Yeah. W-
So yeah,
And so
it's a
during this
journey.
process, what happened with your self-esteem, your confidence? You mentioned about images before. What happened with all of that?
Well, I started looking. I started looking fit, right? And I started putting on muscle when I started working, training with weights, right? And obviously, eating right as well helps me to put on the muscle that in terms give me the shape that I want, right? And started feeling more confident and feeling more I mean, I started to notice that I look better in clothes, right? And so so people are giving me compliments about how I look, and that kind of helped with that. And the most importantly, right before that, um, I really hated how I look in the mirror,
Okay.
right? I didn't like my picture taken before that. And right now, if I go to the gym, the first thing I will go to is the mirror because I like looking at that. Right? Yeah. So it is good, right? And when I wake up, I go to the bathroom. The first thing I look in the mirror is like, hey, I like that. That's the most important
You've
thing.
really done a 180 from who you used to be 5 years ago to who you are now. That's incredible. Let me ask you this, Tian. What kind of challenges did you face over the past 5 years? Did you ever like lose motivation, and how did you like stay motivated, or did you ever feel like quitting at times, or did you ever have self-doubt or anything like that, or?
Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely, right. You know, funny this funny thing about getting on this journey of health and fitness.
Yeah.
When you started working on that, and you see results, right? And you will find that you get challenges, right? Challenges from a lot of areas. Um, um, yeah, I mean, from the working outside, working out in the gym, you will find that, first time working out, stepping into the gym, it kind of very, it's kind of intimidating at some point when you start, especially at the weight sections, right? And because weight sections, you will see more men than women working out.
That's true.
Yeah, and it's kind of hard not to um, worry or look dumb, in that area. So I know that I needed to learn to live properly, and also kind of ignore the judgment, potential judgment that may come from other people. I learned that it's not really that people are really judging us in the gym. It's more of like the judgment that we impose on ourselves. It's kind of like a self-talk,
Yeah.
right?
How did you deal with that then, the self-talk?
Yeah. Just recognizing that this is just self-talk, is not real, right? You kind of like, you need to stop and ask, right? Did these people really judge us? Because they never said it out loud, right? It's not that like, it's not everybody is like my colleague that would say that my boyfriend is a dog, uh, not everyone is like that, right? And just recognizing that, and 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 just get out and go into the gym and do it. And as you do it, as you repeat, you'll find that, hey, it's just okay. It's just keep going, keep showing up and doing it. Um, it I started off with going to the gym early in the morning because that's when the gym is quiet. There's nobody there,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. And and later on, I delayed the workout hours, and started going with friends, and that kind of gave me the momentum to go on. So right now I'm working out by myself. It's just okay, right? There's people coming in and out of the gym. It's like, eh, it's just any other gym goers. And this is what I always say to people. People who go to the gym and working out, they are really just focusing on themselves.
Mm.
Right? Anyone that's taking the time to criticize you, they are not focusing on themselves. They are just projecting their thoughts, their limitations, their insecurity on you.
That's huge. You're exactly right. Yeah. Anyone listening to this,
Yeah,
I just want to reemphasize what Tien just said. Anyone that judges you or whatever, they're projecting their own insecurities onto you. You're exactly right. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, like recognizing that is really powerful, right? I used to like get upset with that, and then right now I'm feeling like, you know, this. Do I really want to spend energy on that? It's not even something that I can control, right? You can't control other people's thoughts, what they say. You can only control how you act, how you respond. You can totally ignore that,
It's funny, like
right?
talking to you now, you're bright, you're confident, you're shining. I can't even imagine the Tien 5 years ago. I can't even imagine, who that person would have been. So what was the best part of the last 5 years for you? What was the hardest part of the last 5 years for you?
Oh, wow. Well, the best part is building muscle and looking nice, and feeling confident, right? Um, and also, I'm also happy and grateful that I'm in a place where I can coach people who was like me before, feeling down, confused, not being able um, to get where they want to go, right? And being able to help these people get out of their comfort zone, get out of their own self-doubt and step into their power, right? Doing the right thing and stay on the path, being consistent. That is the best thing that I is the happiest thing I can do, right? It makes me happy and fulfilled. And obviously the hardest would be dealing with others who constantly try to tear you down. You know, as
Yeah. Wow.
yeah, as you go on this journey, right, you will find that people around you will start talking. Like some would rise up to celebrate you because of your growth, right, and support you. And funny enough, you will find that people who are close to you, your friends, it could be family, right? They started to say something like it's like it's not strangers, right? I can, you know, I
People
can
you
deal
know.
with
Yeah.
strangers,
Yeah.
right? Strangers you can just ignore, right? So people who are close to you, especially close friends, they can really just let you down. And they will say something like, hey, you're so selfish. You you shouldn't be you should be more grateful. Like, why are you working so hard? Why do you want to take this certification? Well, you're already good enough, right? So it's like so it's you need to recognize some people who are just saying things to break you, right? And walk out of that relationship, right? It becomes so toxic. In actual fact, I did just walk out of a toxic friend
Wow. Okay.
early of this year, right?
How,
And
how,
I
how long?
found that
How long had you known
sorry,
this person? How long had you known this
uh,
person?
ironically, it was 4 years.
Wow. Okay.
Someone that I thought I could trust, apparently not, right? Things are good when we are doing things together, right? Like just he started off better than me, right? I started off with knowing nothing,
Hmm.
right? So as I put myself through education, I did better and I was shining, I was climbing up. And all of a sudden, I'm I'm trying to do too much. I'm selfish. I focus on myself too much, right? So it is the conversation start to shift, right? And I found that the energy don't match, and I walked out. Yeah. So so it was hard, and there was a lot of stress going on, and I found that you know stress is it's it's really the silent killer. It has so much impact to our health. It's really not good. So working on this, right? I really realized that the quality of the people, the network that we put around us, is very important because we are the sum of five people around us, right? You know how people say that if you're around five smokers, you're going to be the number six.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Show me your friends and I'll show you your future or something like that. Yeah.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
true.
exactly, right.
Yeah. That
And
took a
it
lot
was
of
so draining.
it took a lot of courage to be able to like, I guess, excuse me, um, this toxic friend you had to just kind of say goodbye to him. That must have taken a lot of courage for you.
Oh yeah, yeah. It was a lot of work. I had support from people that I care about. So people actually step up to help me get out of that.
Yeah.
I was I was in a business relationship with this friend, so it's like ugh, a lot of chaos.
And it's funny because you mentioned the word selfish, and I just want to say, anyone listening, that's a catch-22 word because when you're taking your own well-being, your own interest, what's best for you, and to heart, that's not being selfish at all. That's being what I call self-health or self-well-being. And if that means getting rid of a toxic friend or a relationship, I emphasize that to everybody I coach, Tian, about putting your own health and well-being first and foremost. Because if you're not happy, healthy, inspired, as I say, then the people you associate with are going to have a hard time. So let me ask. Okay, so you mentioned coaching now. You are a coach. So let's say you've got a new client that's where you were 5 years ago. What's the first thing you say to that client, or what would you say to anyone listening right now that's kind of where you were 5 years ago?
Well, start educating yourself. When it's health and fitness is not something that is so straightforward. Um, Education to me is very important, like learning the right knowledge on how to eat right, how to train, and also how to recover, right? All these three areas, the eating, the training, and the sleeping part, sleep management, they need to work hand in hand in order for you to get to where you want to go, right?
And I got you up
Um,
early today for this podcast, so thank you. So anyone listening, we have a 14-hour time or 13 or 14-hour time difference. So thank you again, Tien.
yeah, I'm so honored to be here. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, and also be aware that for ladies, right, we tend to think that treadmill is the feminine workout, cardio is the feminine workout, right? It's not really like that. Um, we need to be focusing on weightlifting as well because that is what going to strengthen our muscle. That is going to strengthen our bone, right? If you don't lift, you don't get strong, right? Cardio exercises are really great in terms of helping with fat loss. Um, and what I also always teach is that our body's number one function is to adapt, right? It's going to adapt to the work that we do,
Very true. Yeah.
right? Yeah. And 1 hour of cardio, if you do it consistently, over the time, you will notice that you're not gonna see any results anymore, right? You'll find that, hey, how come I'm stalling? We call it plateau, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and then yeah, then we start to do more, 2 hours, 3 hours, and then it gets so draining. And what we don't realize is that excessive cardio, excessive training is going to cause more stress. And that is ironically the thing that is going to help to put on fat around the belly area because we are stressed.
Yeah. 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 Of course.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask you this, Tien. A lot of people around the world are struggling with their health right now, even their happiness, I guess, so to say.
Yep.
They may start a gym program for, I don't
Mhm.
know, a couple weeks. There's a high attrition rate. People will start and then stop or quit. Or some people don't even
Mhm.
like to go to the gym. They're like afraid and intimidated. How can we, or what can we say to these people? How can we help them to stay on the path, I guess?
Yeah, that's actually a very good question. People tend to start with a goal, especially in 1st of January, the New Year resolution, right?
Yeah,
To
yeah,
get a gym membership and go there, right? And start and ended up falling off is one of the reason could be that they do not know what they really want,
mm,
right? It could be that most people don't reach their goal is because they don't know what they really want. And when they say that, oh, I want to get fit, they don't really know what makes you want what makes them want to get fit, right? What is the driving force here, right? And and I would always encourage my client to think a little deeper on um, what what makes you want to get fit and what's their why, right? Their deep reason, right? Um, and how is it going to look like, right? When you say you want to get fit, right? It's going to be different from one person to the next, right? How does it look like? I would always ask, how is it going to look like for you when you get fit? Right? What do you imagine yourself doing? Who are you? Uh, who are you with?
Yeah.
Right? What are they saying to you?
You just
What
said
makes
the
it
top,
so important?
yeah, you just said the top two questions I always teach my clients. Who are you and what do you want? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. So what makes it so important that you want to get fit is like sometimes people say, oh, I want to look like this fitness influencer. Along the way it's not gonna work because um, you're not really connected to that, and you don't feel the importance of this goal, and also the pain of not having the goal,
Mm.
right?
But what
So
would work or what should
yeah,
they,
sorry.
what would work or what should they have then?
So knowing what is really important. Why is it so important for them to be fit and healthy, right? What is at stake, right? What's going to happen if you don't
If
you're not healthy?
yeah, if you don't do this, what will happen? Yeah.
Yes, and the thought of that is going to be different from one person to the next, right? What's scaring them, right? It has to scare you enough to get up, get out of your couch, get out of your house, step into the gym and start doing something. Because that is what going to keep you there.
Yeah, in my case, actually, it was not what scared me so much, but it was disgust. Like I was just so disgusted at the person I had become with being
Yep.
overweight, and unhealthy, and lethargic.
Right.
Uh,
Yeah.
so what are some of your top tips for women who are listening? The bulk of my listeners are women, but what are some of your top tips, Tien, for being fit and healthy and happy and all of that?
Um, well, obviously, uh, knowing what you want and knowing that you are doing uh, what you need to get where you want to be. It's to me is really what makes me happy, right? Knowing that I wake up every day, I look forward to the day and doing the things that I know, I just know is right for me and helping me to get into um, to help me become the person that I want to be in the future,
Mm.
right? That is to me, it makes me happy, and also it's not about what we achieve, right? It's not about losing uh, that 10 kilos, 20 kilos. It's not about looking like looking great. It's not about that. It's about
What is it about? Yeah.
who you become and
Yeah.
also
Yeah.
who you inspire along the way,
Yeah.
right? That is most powerful thing. And it keeps you going, right? And I would honestly say that the people that I'm with, right, truly my circle right now, they ins- they they inspire me to become the next level of the person that I want to become, right? Because they are they are the best.
Yeah. It's about who you become. Yes, you just hit the nail on the head. That's and for real, until I understood that right there, it's who you become. I would lose the weight, gain the weight, lose the weight, gain the weight. I would start a program for a couple weeks, then quit. And so again, anyone listening, that's probably the number one key I would say to making this journey sustainable, making it last, is focusing on who you become. Yeah, yeah. So.
Yeah.
Tian, this has been amazing. Such an inspirational story. Do you have anything else that you would like to share that you haven't had a chance to say today?
Well, um, for most people, this is what I really want to get out in the world, right? Never neglect self-care and education, and that's going to be the worst thing that you can do for yourself, right? Uh, Filling your own cup first, because that's going to be a long term, it's going to be more a long term for you to be able to give and contribute to the society, to people that you love, right? I always say that be strong first so that you can be strong for others. And
Wow, that's huge.
you know,
I'm gonna take that quote. Wow. Hold on, I'm gonna write that down. Wow. Hold on. Say that again for me. Be strong.
be strong for yourself first so that you can be strong for others.
That's huge. Wow. Okay,
Yeah,
yeah, that's good.
thanks. Yeah.
That
I mean,
is,
I find that we are conditioned to give and give and give because there's nobility in that. There's no doubt, right? We love giving, right? Um, but at one point you're gonna hit a point that you're just burnt out because you keep giving
yeah,
and you're not giving yourself the energy back, right? And until you learn to nourish yourself, eat right, train, build that muscle, right? Muscle is so underrated. Nobody talks like it's rarely you hear people talk about that, right? In actual fact, that these are the things that keeps us going, keeps us strong and healthy and happy, right? And do all that and start filling yourself up, and you'll find that you'll be able to give better in the long term, right? And and keeps you happy.
yeah. Yeah, I think one of the, I
Yeah,
mean, I've gotten so much out of this podcast today with you, Tien, but I think that's one of the biggest things I've gotten listening to you is this idea of self-care. Fill your own cup first. Because if
yeah,
you, as you just said, if you cannot be strong for yourself, then it's hard to be strong for someone else. So anyone
yep.
listening, it's not about selfish, it's about self-care and self-health and self-well-being, filling your own cup first. Tian, this has been amazing. Do you have a website or any books or webinars or seminars coming up you want to tell us about?
Um, I do have a website. It's thienfitnesscoach.com. So for anyone who wants to reach me, they can reach me through my Facebook, Thien Wong, and also Instagram handle alias Yik Thien Wong, right? Yeah, you can connect with me there.
And I'll
I,
put
I
those
do
in
I
the,
do. Sorry.
I'll put those in the show notes for anyone listening. Yeah.
Yep, yep.
And you
And
offer, it's pretty neat. You do something pretty amazing. You offer, is it weekly or monthly, like online health coaching class for free?
yeah, I do run master classes.
Master class.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I run master classes for free. So I really want to reach out to people to kind of inspire them to learn, right? What I find that in health and fitness, we have a lot of information out there. You can basically Google anything, right? But what works for others, it does not necessarily mean it works for us, right? We are so different, right? Should we be uh, how should we be training, right? And what should you be training? What should you be doing to help with fat loss, to help with building muscle? What should you be eating, right? How should you be eating? All of that, right? You know, there are a lot of fitness influencers telling people how to eat, what to eat, and they're selling supplements and all of that. Should you be doing all of that, right? Should you be doing the workout that this person is doing, right? Without knowing what is really going on, you know, it's it's no wonder that people starting on doing certain workouts, following some online workouts, following some online diet. It does not work because they do not know how to listen to their body, right? And this is the framework that I apply with my clients, right? My framework is love, L-O-V-E, right? L is listen,
Okay.
right? You need to be listen to your body. You need to be listening to your mind and spirit, right? Because what your body tells It's like you're feeling hungry, you're craving something, you are feeling weak and tired. It's a sign. You need to be listening to that, right? And how should you be addressing that, right? It could be stress. You could be not eating enough. You may be not moving enough, right? Um, oh, and okay, I touched on the body part, the mind and spirit as well, right? You need to be connected to your why, what is driving you, and what makes you happy, and what makes your goal so important. You need to be constantly evaluate what makes you happy and aligning with your values, right? So you need to be listening to that. O is optimize. You need to be optimizing your training. You need to be optimizing your nutrition, what you eat, and also your recovery, right? Often people think that training more is better, eating more healthy food is better, you know, working hard is better. In actual fact, do you really need to do that? Does it ever occur to you less is more, right? You don't need to train 7 days a week, right? You
Right.
need to be prioritizing
That's hard. That's hard when you're over
rest.
52, especially. So,
Yeah, right. So we want to be what I'm teaching is that you want to be putting in the least effort for the most optimized result.
mm,
Why work
geez.
so hard, right?
Work
Just
smarter, not harder. Yeah.
yeah, I mean like there's it's the returns is not as good. Like in actual fact, you could be shooting yourself in the foot for working out too hard, right? Causing yourself more stress and not able to sleep, not able to recover. You're eating too much, and even for healthy food, like there are calories, right? If you It's easy for us to overeat and put on the fat, and that's not healthy as well, right? So we need to be optimized, right? Um, V is value.
A
What's your
value.
value, right? Yeah, yeah, sure. We want to be healthy. Like you need to be aligning that to your values. How is it going to contribute to the other areas of your life, right? In relationship, in finance, in your work, passion. How is that going to align, right? What are your values, right? I want to be making sure that my people are aligning to their values and working towards that, and that is what going to help them stay inspired, motivated, and grounded. And that is the thing that is going to hold you up when you are hit with challenges. It's not you're going to need that force to help you to get back up on track, because challenge is going to come every day. If not every 30 minutes, you're going to be hit by that, and you're going to get knocked down. And it's not how you get knocked down, it's how you get back up,
Yeah.
right? What's going to help you to get back up is your values, right?
That's powerful. Yeah, I never thought of it that way, but that's powerful. Anyone listening, yeah, hit the pause button, rewind what Tien just said. What's when you fall off the horse, what's going to help you get back up is your values. Again, who you are. Yeah, who you are becoming.
Yeah. And E is excel.
So, wow, I love it.
Yeah. Once you're doing
Not
all
the
of that,
Microsoft program, but the doing good in life.
yeah,
Joke.
yeah, yeah, excelling in every single area in your life, because when you are working on health and fitness, you're pouring that energy to yourself, right? You're going to excel in every single area of your life, right? And one small step at a time, right? It's not about excelling in a very big way, like a very dramatic way. Just excelling at one small little thing at a time, that's going to stack up. And one day you look back, wow, you're going to be so proud of what you've achieved.
Yeah,
It's,
yeah.
yeah,
Tien, this has been huge. It's been my honor having you on the podcast today. This is going to help a lot of people around the world. Thank you very, very, very much for being here. I truly appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah. And for anyone listening, I hope if you've gotten some value out of this episode, which I know I sure have, that you will share this video or this episode with as
Sure.
many of your friends and families and colleagues all around the world. That you'll subscribe to the Live Happy, Healthy, and Inspired podcast. And I would super appreciate it if you would leave me a review on Apple Podcasts. That would mean a lot to me. And Tien, again, thank you. This has been wow, powerful. I got goosebumps right now. It's an honor to know you and meet you and to be a part of your journey. Thank you for being a part of my journey. And for anyone listening, live happy, healthy, and inspired. Take care, everyone. We'll see you next time.